Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome everyone to Answers for Elders Radio Network, heard across the USA and on your favorite podcast channel and on YouTube. And we are excited this summer to be celebrating the Vitality Revolution. And believe it or not, we are to foundational principle number 7, which is called environmental wellness. And as we start the show today, I'm going to ask you, what is your physical relationship to the world around you? Does it support you? Are you in a situation where maybe it's a challenge to climb stairs? Are you in a situation where maybe there's throw rugs? Maybe you've tripped or had a fall sometime, or, maybe there's just some things that may need to change in your life to live a more productive in a more productive surrounding. And so we're very excited to have our own wonderful Dr. Shawn Weiss with us. This is totally her wheelhouse times 25. And
Oh my gosh.
We're going to talk about environmental wellness, which is the 7th foundational principle. Welcome.
Thanks, Suzanne. I'm glad to be here. You are exactly right. This could be hours. How much time do you have? Environmental wellness is right in my wheelhouse. I'm a fall prevention specialist, and I've been a physical therapist for over 26 years, and I've worked with those over 60 for almost 22 of those years. Yes. So absolutely, this is such a critical piece. And, the first thing that I would say is when we're talking about environmental wellness, look at, like you just said, look at your surroundings. The areas of your home, any other areas that you frequent on a regular basis. And is it suited for you now? And is it suited for you down the road? So it's really about safety and independence.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. So if we think about it that way, that's a great starting point. And you always want to be looking forward in time. I talk with a lot of families who are working with their parents, and they're looking at their living situations, or maybe it's a situation where they have an upstairs and that's not going to work anymore, or they don't have any of the accommodations or adaptations made to the home. So it's always looking ahead. And that's probably my number one recommendation as we start this conversation is because I've seen it so much. You don't want to wait until you get in a situation.
Right.
That it's kind of an urgent situation to start thinking about the adaptability of your environment.
Yeah. And it's interesting that you're saying that, because a lot of times people will say, well, I'm going to move mom in with me. And the first thing I ask is, how wide are your doorways? What if mom needs a walker or something like that? Can your bathroom accommodate that? There's a lot of things that people don't think about in those scenarios, that maybe if there's a stairwell that has to happen, do you have proper railing, and can mom navigate the stairs? Maybe today, but will she be able to do that years from now? And when you say thinking ahead, that's sometimes really unfathomable for a lot of families to think about what could happen moving forward.
The better prepared you are, the more likely you're going to have taken care of everything that you can think of. Yeah, it's impossible to think of everything, and most people don't. You don't want to think about that situation. But it is going to come at one point or another. I'll give an example of actually family members now who had the wherewithal. They're very healthy, active people to start with, but now they're approaching 80, and they're having some major health concerns. Now, they 20 some years ago had the wherewithal when they built their house to take care of it right there. That might have been more than maybe 25 years ago. The doorways are wide. It's all one level. They really designed their house thinking 20 years down the road. And not everybody can do that, I understand. But if you really are intending to stay put, or if you kind of know what your plan is, are you going to be moving in with a family member, or do you want to go into a senior community? All of those things have to be decided on. Okay, well, if I want to stay home as long as I can, what can we do with the environment that will promote and serve me in that capacity so that I'm
Sure.
safe and I can maximize my independence. So,
Yes.
having a comfortable living space is really, really important.
Yeah.
You're looking at, the height of the furniture. Can you get up and down? You mentioned throw rugs. These are all external variables that can be
Mm-hmm.
controlled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an uncluttered path through your home to get to all the rooms you need to access?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to use the stairs right now to get to your bedroom or your bathroom? And are you doing that very well? Do you feel unsafe with that? What about your toilet height? What about getting in and out of the shower? Is it a bathtub to
Mm-hmm.
wear that? Do you have grab bars in the shower? Can you reach things in your drawers? Can you reach things in your cabinets? Are
Mm-hmm.
you having to be on your tippy toes? Are you having to bend over all the way and you get dizzy?
Yeah.
All of those things you can start thinking about now and making modifications.
Absolutely. And when you say this, one of the things I think that's fascinating about this whole scenario that you're sharing is the fact that, you know, for um for so many of us, even in like I'm 68 years old. We just moved into a house, and it was kind of a culture shock because we toured the bathroom when we saw this house, and I said, "Oh my gosh, honey, this house is made for old people." And he looked at me and started laughing. It was hard for me, and me of all people. Sometimes I don't think about it. It's interesting. There are grab bars in my shower. Guess who uses the grab bar every single day? And it's just a habit. It's there, and I grab it when I'm walking in and out. And I laugh at myself because even me, with all the knowledge that I have, there's a part of me that resisted that. And I'm grateful
Mhm.
now that it's there. It's so funny that I was resistant to that. And that's the funny part of how our brains think. We don't want to think about a bar means that I'm old, but it could mean the difference from a devastating fall or a broken hip.
Absolutely. And when you look at it that way, I could think probably thousands of patients that have that fight, right? They're going to be resistant. They're living at home, but they don't want to use an assisted device when they have mobility issues. And I say, if you look at it, it's not like your life is over,
No.
but it is giving you your independence back. It is
Yes.
reducing your risk for falls. It's allowing you to access different areas of the home more safely because
Sure.
it just takes one bad fall. And then what happens?
Hmm.
Are you going to have to be non-weight bearing for a short period of time? Can you get into the bathroom? Next thing you know, you're up a creek like my dad was. You're up a creek, and
Yeah.
then what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Have you prepared for that? It could be something temporary,
And
or it could be something long term.
the things that they do now in bathrooms doesn't even look like a grab bar. It's
I know.
so much part of a
Yeah,
design. I mean, I've seen some phenomenal things. And, I know that we're going to spend easily one segment on just the bathroom because the bathroom is known to be the most dangerous room in the house. Um,
absolutely.
and one of the things that I think about too is I want to talk to you about, because I think this is another one, especially in the world of technology. We've got phone cords, chargers, all these cord things all over the place.
Mhm.
I would love to talk to you a little bit about that piece because I've heard stories of people tripping over phone chargers, different things like that. So
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely. I'm your girl to talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah, I mean,
obviously,
therapists are known for, we want to come in and like, it's a love-hate relationship typically. I'm used to it, right?
mhm,
We're not going to take things out of the bathroom, right? Because
right.
the throw rug matches the towels that matches the shower curtain, and that's just the way it's going to be, right? Yet
Mhm.
that lip of that rug, you trip over it all the time, right? So
Or the rug gets bunched up and then
yeah,
you'll
I
be walking and
simple things
fall.
like,
It happens all
okay,
the time.
absolutely. There are some
Yeah.
simple things that you can do,
Yes.
but it's really about, about your safety. That's
Yes.
the number
And
one
Dr.
thing.
Shawn Weiss, you work with families and seniors.
Mhm,
You in wide spectrum of things. And through the
mhm.
Vitality Revolution, we kind of showcase all of your work that you have achieved. And one of the things that you can help families with is setting a home environment well, to make recommendations for you. And you can certainly, people can reach out to you. What is your website?
My website is seniorhealthandwellness.org, and there's a way to contact me directly on there as well. And you'll see we could do a consultation if you have something very specific that you want to talk about and you need a plan. Absolutely. It's about getting a plan.
Yes. Well, this is perfect. And we're going to talk about environmental wellness this hour. And we'll be right back right after this. Answers for Elders thanks you for watching the Vitality Revolution. Discover a blueprint to find a whole new gear in life, new awareness, and greater potential. Subscribe and be a part of our community. Answers for Elders is the North Star of navigating senior care, featuring content to help later life go a lot easier.